Hello friends, myself Dr. Nandakumar Raubawale from College of Engineering, Ambazogai is going to deal with Applied Thermodynamics 1. This is our 8th lecture. In previous lecture, we have discussed numericals on heat balance sheet for a boiler. So now today, we will discuss the boiler draught. So today we will discuss about the boiler draught. The meaning of draught, classification of draught, natural draught, chimney draught, condition for maximum discharge through chimney, and then maximum discharge and chimney efficiency. So what this draught is: when we burn the fuel in combustion chamber, for combustion of fuel fresh air is required, and that fresh air has to be supplied for combustion. And as the fresh air is supplied for combustion, the product of combustion, which is known as a flue gases, which are hot gases, after imparting heat have to be discharged into the atmosphere. So the pressure difference has to be maintained so that the fresh air enters into the combustion chamber, and the product of combustion flue gases will be discharged into the atmosphere. The process of accelerating product of combustion to their final velocity in order to discharge the hot gases into the atmosphere, and in order to overcome the pressure losses in the chimney as well as the flow path of hot gases, the pressure difference which is maintained is known as the draught. So when the air has to enter into the combustion chamber and the gases, hot gases produced by combustion of fuel have to be discharged into the atmosphere. So this moment of air and flue gases are maintained. Along with that, there will be the pressure losses. When the gases are flowing through the chimney or any passage, there will be friction with the walls of the passage, as well as the fluid itself has its internal friction, and that causes the loss of head, and that has to be overcome. And in order to overcome that loss, the pressure difference has to be maintained, and that pressure difference which is maintained by any means is known as draught. So this pressure difference is maintained by different types. The first classification of draught is natural draught. So here there is no means, a mechanical means is used. So the flow of air takes place naturally due to the density difference, that is known as a natural draught. Then artificial draught is classified into two categories: mechanical draught and steam jet draught. Then after that, this mechanical draught is classified into three categories: induced fan draught A, then balanced draught B, and C is forced fan draught. Mechanical draught is further classified into three categories, and steam jet draught is again classified into induced draught and forced draught. So this is how the classification of draught is made. First, it is broadly classified into two categories: natural draught and artificial draught. Further, artificial draught is classified into mechanical draught and steam jet draught. Mechanical draught is classified into three categories: induced fan draught, balanced draught, forced fan draught. And steam jet draught is further classified into induced draught and forced draught. So this is how the draughts are classified. We will be discussing all this in detail afterwards. So now, what is the natural draught? So in this natural draught, a structure known as chimney is constructed. This structure known as chimney is constructed in the brick masonry or concrete, or else sometimes it is constructed in steel also. So this is a tubular structure having a varying cross section. At the base, diameter of this chimney is larger, whereas at the top, diameter of chimney is smaller. So this has got varying cross section, and it has got a height above the grate. So this height is known as height of chimney, and the fuel is burned in the combustion chamber over the grate. So here this is the place where fuel is burned, and this is connected with this chimney, and the hot gases flow from combustion chamber to the chimney. So hot gases are inside the chimney, and outside chimney there is air, ambient air. So the hot gases which are inside the chimney have density rho g, and air which is outside this chimney is having density rho a. So the hot gases density rho g is less than density of air, and because of that pressure difference is going to act, and because of pressure difference the gases which are produced by combustion of fuel are passed into this chimney and discharged into the atmosphere. So here the fresh air which is at higher pressure will exert force on this product of combustion and will force these hot gases to move into the chimney and to be discharged into the atmosphere. So chimney is a vertical tubular structure used to produce draught, built up for enclosing hot gas column. So this chimney just separates hot gases from cold air. So this is the barrier between cold air and hot gases. So column of hot gases are maintained inside the chimney, and cold air column is outside the chimney, and draught produced by chimney due to density difference. So density difference is going to exist because of temperature difference, and that is the main cause or responsible for creating the natural draught. So coming to chimney draught, what this chimney draught is, how this chimney draught is going to exist, or how it comes into action, that we see here. So see here, this is the chimney. In this chimney there is a hot gas. Hot gases are in the chimney, and whereas outside this chimney cold air is there. Density of cold air is rho a, and density of hot gases is rho g. So if a manometer is connected at the grate level to this chimney, the hot gases will pass into this U-tube manometer and cold air from other side. So density of cold air is larger, and because of higher density of air, it exerts larger force on this liquid in the U-tube manometer, and density of hot gases which are inside this chimney is low. Therefore it exerts low pressure on the liquid in this U-tube manometer. Therefore this liquid gets displaced in the left limb, and here we obtain the difference in the manometer, and this difference is nothing but the indication or the sign for pressure difference inside the chimney, and that is caused because of density difference. So pressure generally is given by pressure exerted by a fluid, static fluid or any fluid, is given by P is equal to rho g h, where rho is density of that fluid, g is acceleration due to gravity, and h is the column of that liquid. Say for example, we have a tank, and in this tank the liquid is filled, maybe water. So how much of pressure this water exerts at its base is obtained by rho g h, where rho is density of this liquid, g is acceleration due to gravity, and h is the height of this liquid. As the height increases, so pressure also increases. If density changes, again pressure also changes. So this pressure exerted by this liquid at the base is depending on density and height, where g is a constant, acceleration due to gravity. Therefore the pressure exerted by hot gases depends on density of hot gases. So pressure exerted by hot gases, Pg, is equal to rho g into g into h, where h is the height of chimney here. So above this chimney, above this grate, height of chimney is h. So this is the pressure exerted by hot gases, and pressure exerted by air, pressure exerted by air is given by rho a g h. So this is how we are going to find out pressure exerted by hot gas and pressure exerted by air, and this pressure exerted by hot gas and pressure exerted by air are having different values. Therefore, this level of liquid in this U2 manometer is going to uh, be different, and that difference in the level is nothing but indication for the pressure difference. So now coming to next thing, how this pressure difference is going to occur and how to calculate this pressure difference. The pressure difference at the level of grate level delta P, pressure difference at grate level delta P causing flow of gases through the chimney of height h are given by delta P is equal to pressure acting at the grate, because of atmospheric air, due to atmospheric air, minus pressure acting at grate due to hot gases. So there is the delta P difference in the pressure. Already we have seen in previous slide. So pressure exerted by gases is rho g gh and pressure exerted by air is rho a gh. So where h is the height of chimney, it is same for both. So this is the height of cold air and this is the height of hot gases. So both are same above this grate level. So we can find out the density pressure exerted by atmospheric air is rho a gh minus rho g gh. So further simplification of this gives us gh in bracket rho a minus rho g. So this we call as equation number 1. This gives us delta P, where rho a is density of air, and rho g is the density of gas, that is hot gas, in kg per meter cube, and h is height of chimney. Then coming to next, we know PV is equal to mRT, m divided by V. Transferring this V on right hand side and RT on left hand side, we get P divided by RT. So m divided by V, mass per unit volume, is known as density. Density is equal to P divided by RT. So to find out density of air, rho A is equal to pressure of air divided by RA, gas constant of air, into temperature of air. So from this we get pressure of air, ambient air, is atmospheric pressure, that is 1.0132 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square, divided by RA value, that is 287 kilojoules per kg degree Kelvin, into TA. So on simplification, we get this rho A as 353 divided by TA. So rho A is equal to 353 divided by TA kg per meter cube. So we say this as equation number 2. This is equation number 2, where Pa is atmospheric pressure and R is the constant for air, gas constant for air, which is 287 kilojoules per kg degree Kelvin. Coming to next, so mass of gases. Mass of hot gas which is produced in the combustion chamber is equal to mass of air required for combustion of 1 kg of fuel. So if we burn 1 kg of fuel, so that requires ma kg of air. So total mass of gas produced by combustion of 1 kg of fuel is mg is equal to ma plus 1. So we call this as equation number 3, say. So now we will write one equation, that is density of gas. Density of gases divided by density of air at gas temperature, which is equal to mass of gas divided by mass of air. Mass of air. So we write this as equation number 4, say. So here density of gases is given by a rho g and density of air is given by a rho a, which is equal to mass of gas mg. From equation number 3 we can write it as ma plus 1 divided by mass of air is ma. So on simplification we get rho g is equal to rho a in bracket ma plus 1 divided by ma. So this is equation number 5. Now what we can write here is rho g is equal to, actually we know rho a is equal to 353 divided by Ta from equation number 2. From equation number 2, here rho a is equal to 353 divided by Ta. So rho a is equal to 353 divided by Ta. But here now this rho a value is at gas temperature. So it is, this density is at gas temperature. So this can be written as rho a is equal to 353 divided by Tg, gas temperature, reduced to gas temperature. So now this we call as equation number 6a. So substituting value of rho a from equation 6 in equation 5, we get 353 divided by Tg in bracket ma plus 1 divided by ma. This becomes equation number 6. So equation number 6 gives us the density of gases in terms of temperature of air, in terms of hot gas temperature, or temperature of air at hot gas temperature. So this gives us rho g. Now we know delta p equation number 1, I think. Equation number 1, delta p is equal to gh in bracket rho a minus rho g. So delta p is equal to gh in bracket rho a minus rho g. So this is equation number 1. Substituting value of rho g and rho a in equation number 1. So this delta p is equal to g into h. Rho a value which we have obtained is 353 divided by Ta from equation number 2. From equation number 2 we know rho a is equal to 353 divided by Ta. So 353 divided by Ta minus the value of rho g from equation number 6 we will write here 353 divided by Tg. So this we take as chain bracket MA plus 1 divided by MA, close this bracket and chain bracket. So this we call as, or else we simplify further this, and then we write here 353 is taken as common, GH. From this 353 is taken as common, GH as it is, in bracket chain bracket we write 1 divided by TA minus 1 divided by Tg, bracket MA plus 1 divided by MA, and close this bracket. So this we call as equation number 7. So now from this equation number 7, the pressure difference causing the flow of gases through chimney can be measured with the help of manometer also. So this is one equation which gives us delta P value. Delta P is equal to 353 GH in bracket 1 divided by TA minus 1 divided by Tg, MA plus 1 divided by MA. This is one equation which gives us pressure difference. So this pressure difference can be measured with the help of a manometer. So just now we have seen a manometer. In this manometer some liquid is filled, and in this liquid the level of liquid was different, and this difference we can measure. So in this manometer H value we can find out. So for example, this is water is filled in this manometer, so this H we can represent as HW. So this pressure difference delta P measured by manometer is HW, millimeter or centimeters of water column. So this if we measure with the help of water manometer, then we get this as pressure difference delta P. Pressure difference delta P measured by water manometer is nothing but density of water, acceleration due to gravity, and difference of water column. So this gives us the pressure difference, and this is, say for example, equation number 8. So both equation number 7 and 8 give the pressure difference. Comparing or substituting value of this density of water is 1000 into G into HW is the height of water column in, say for example, mm. Therefore we divide it by 1000. HW, if HW is in millimeter, assuming that difference of water level in the U tube is measured in terms of millimeters of water column. So this difference H is measured in mm, millimeter. Therefore we have divided this in by 1000 to convert this in meter. This 1000 gets cancelled, and we are going to get G into HW. So we write this as equation number 9, say delta P is equal to GHW into 9. Now equating equation number 7 and 9, because left hand side for equation number 7 is delta P and left hand side for equation number 9 is delta P. Therefore equating equation 7 with equation 9, we get GHW is equal to 353 GH, 353 GH in bracket 1 divided by TA minus 1 divided by Tg in bracket Ma plus 1 divided by Ma, close this bracket. So from this, if we cancel this Gg, we get Hw is equal to 353 H 1 divided by Ta minus 1 divided by Tg Ma plus 1 divided by Ma, close this bracket. So this gives us the level of water in the U2 manometer, or this gives us pressure difference in terms of water column, or this can be simplified further. Hw is equal to 353 H. Ta 1 by Ta is taken common, 1 by Ta. So in bracket 1 by Ta is taken common, here 1 is going to remain, and here Ta is coming in the numerator, Ta divided by Tg in bracket Ma plus 1 divided by Ma as it is. So this is nothing but the pressure difference in terms of water column Hw that we can obtain, and this we call as equation number, say, 10. This is equation number 10, which gives us pressure difference in terms of water column. So this pressure difference can be measured in hot gas column also. So to measure pressure difference in hot gas column, so this delta P, difference delta P in terms of hot gas column, can also be written as rho G, G into rho G into Hg, height of hot gas column Hg. So this is the chimney which contains hot gases, and height of this hot gases above the grate level is Hg, say. So this can be written like this. So this say equation number 11, I think. So we'll write this as equation number 11, equating equation number 11 with equation number 7, equating equation number 11 with equation number 7. So delta P already we obtained in terms of GHG, delta P so now in this equation delta P is equal to rho GHG. So GHG we keep as it is. The value of rho G from equation number, rho G value we have already obtained. Rho G is equal to, from equation number 6, from equation number 6, rho G is equal to 353 divided by Tg in bracket Ma plus 1 divided by Ma. So we substitute here 353 divided by Tg in bracket Ma plus 1 divided by Ma. So say we write this as equation number 12, delta P. So now equating equation number 12 with delta P equation which we obtained earlier, that is equation number 7, equation number 7 and equation number 12, equating equation number from equation number 7 and equation number 12, we get left hand side for both of this is same. Therefore, we can write G Hg 353 divided by Tg Ma plus 1 divided by Ma is equal to equation number 7 gives us 353. Equation number 7 gives us 353 GH in bracket 1 by Ta minus of 1 by Tg. So this is the equation number 7. We copy this here, which is equal to 353 GH in bracket 1 divided by Ta minus 1 divided by Tg bracket Ma plus 1 divided by Ma. This gives us this equation. So 353 is on both sides. 353 gets cancelled. G is on both sides. This G gets cancelled. Now this Hg is equal to, we can write as, this Tg is transferred on right hand side. Tg Eh Ma divided by Ma plus 1. Hg is kept on left hand side. This Tg is transferred on right hand side, as well as this bracket is transferred on right hand side, gets inverted into H in bracket 1 divided by Ta. This next bracket remains as it is, Ta minus 1 divided by Tg in bracket Ma plus 1 divided by Ma remains as it is. Close this. So from this, on simplification, we get, or we can, this H was already there, H is not here, so here H will be 2 times. So on further simplification, this we can write as, if we take it inside this bracket, by taking this term inside the bracket, H we keep as it is outside, and Tg divided by Ma divided by Ma plus 1 we transfer in the bracket. So here in this bracket, outside bracket, H is going to remain as it is, this H remains as it is, and in this bracket, so this Tg divided by Ta, Tg divided by Ta multiplying with first term. So this complete term we are multiplying with this first term 1 by Ta. So Tg divided by Ta, Ma divided by Ma plus 1, close this bracket, minus Tg, if we multiply this term with a second term, so minus sign as it is, Tg gets cancelled, Ma gets cancelled, Ma plus 1 gets cancelled, 1 is going to remain. So this is Hg. So pressure difference delta P in terms of hot gas column is given by this equation number 13. So in terms of hot gas column, the pressure difference Hg is given by this equation number 13. Now after that, so we know delta P. We know delta P is equal to HW in terms of water column, which is equal to 353 H 353H in bracket, we get it as 1 divided by Ta minus 1 divided by Tg bracket Ma plus 1 divided by Ma, close this bracket. this HW is again written like this as 353 H divided by TA in bracket 1 minus TA divided by Tg in bracket MA plus 1 divided by MA, close this bracket. So this is in terms of delta P in terms of water column, and in terms of hot gas column just now we obtained it as Hg is equal to H in bracket Tg divided by TA in bracket MA divided by MA plus 1 minus of 1. So this is equation number which we have written as 13. So this is equation number 13, and this equation was 10, equation number 10. So this is as per equation number 10. So we have obtained pressure difference in terms of water column, in terms of hot gas column. So now the actual draught available for causing the flow of gases is less than draught given by equation delta P. So what happens when the hot gases pass through the chimney? So these hot gases while passing through chimney come across the friction with the wall as well as the internal friction of the gases, and that internal friction causes the loss of head, and the velocity, actual velocity which was supposed to be gained by the gases is not going to be obtained because of friction. Actually, say for example, gases have to obtain the velocity of 10 meters per second. So because of friction, the gases will obtain velocity of 9 meters per second. So this loss in the velocity of gases while passing through the chimney is because of friction with the wall of chimney. So now this delta P is not going to be actual delta P. So whatever we are going to get delta P, this is theoretical delta P, but actually this delta P pressure difference is less than the theoretical pressure which it has to be given, and this is because of frictional losses or losses because of bends and all. So the velocity of gases passing through chimney is given by velocity of gases passing through chimney is given by V is equal to square root of 2g Hg, if Hg is the hot gas column, assuming there is no loss. When there is no loss, then velocity of gases will be given by V is equal to square root of 2g Hg, and if there is a loss of head, if the pressure loss in the chimney is equivalent to hot gas column of H1, so if there is a head loss of H1 in terms of hot gas column, so the velocity will be decreasing. So this velocity will not be 2g Hg, so 2g is constant as it is. So this hot gas column is going to reduce by H1 value. So this we have to write as Hg minus of H1. So actually we are supposed to get Hg hot gas column pressure difference, but this minus H1 is the loss because of friction and all. So this reduces the hot gas column. So on simplification, this we can write as square root of 2 into 9.81 bracket Hg minus H1. So this on further simplification we get as 4.43 square root of Hg minus H1. On further simplification we can write this as 4.43 Hg if we take outside this bracket, so square root of Hg. In next square root, what is going to remain here is 1 minus H1 divided by Hg. So or else this can be written as K times square root of Hg, where so this velocity v is written as K times square root of Hg, where this K is nothing but K is equal to 4.43 square root of 1 minus H1 divided by Hg. This minus is here. So 1 minus H1 divided by Hg. This is the value of K. So this gives us velocity of gases in the chimney. Now this velocity v is equal to we have seen K square root of Hg, where K value was given as 4.43 square root of 1 minus H1 divided by Hg. But this K value is different for different materials. So generally this K is equal to, we used to take it as constant 0.825 for brick chimney. And this is K is equal to 1.1 for steel chimney. K value is going to vary. Now mass of gases passing through the chimney have to be obtained. So generally we know Q is nothing but discharge, which is given by Q is equal to A into V. Q is the discharge in meter cube per second, say meter cube per unit time, and A is the area of cross section and V is the velocity. So now multiplying both sides, so unit of this Q is equal to meter cube per second, and area unit is meter square, and velocity is meters per second. Now multiplying on both sides by rho density, rho into Q is equal to rho AV. So this rho into Q, the unit of rho is kg per meter cube, and unit of Q is meter cube per second. So meter cube gets cancelled, and kg per second is going to remain. So this rho, if we multiply this by rho, then kg per second, this is nothing but mass flow rate, we get mass per unit time. So this rho into Q is nothing but mass, which is equal to rho A V we get. So mass of gas is equal to rho into A into V, where V is the velocity of gas. So this can be written as rho g is density of gas into area of cross section into velocity of gas, which we have obtained by previous equation. So this is the equation number, we can say 14. So this we call as equation number 14. So from equation number 14 we get velocity. So we get new equation, mass of gas flowing through the chimney is equal to rho g into area of cross section into velocity of gas. So we call this as equation number 15. Equation number 15. So from this equation number 15 we can write this mass of gas mg is equal to area. We know area of chimney is given by pi by 4 d square, cross sectional area pi by 4 d square into V into rho g. So where d is the diameter of chimney, so this diameter of chimney d square is equal to 4 mg divided by pi V rho g. On further simplification, this value of d is equal to square root of 1 point, sorry, if we simplify this, on further simplification, this 4 by pi square root if we take, or this completely square root of 4 by pi into mg divided by V rho g. So on simplification, this works out to be 1.128 square root of, so 4 by pi square root, we get 1.128, in bracket we get m suffix g divided by V into rho g, where rho g is the density. So this is the chimney diameter, we call this as a chimney diameter is obtained. So equation number 16 gives us chimney diameter. Now condition for maximum discharge we will find out. So condition for maximum discharge through chimney. Condition for maximum discharge through chimney. We will find. So assuming there is a negligible loss, there is no frictional losses through the chimney. When hot gases are passing through the chimney, there is no friction, and because of no friction there is no loss of head. So this H1 value which we have considered earlier is 0. So this H1 which we have assumed here, so the value of H1 here which we have assumed, because of friction there is a loss of head, and that loss of head now we are going to assume as 0. So when we assume this as 0, velocity of gases passing through chimney again becomes 2GHG, where Hg is the hot gas column. Now we know hot gas column Hg is equal to H in bracket Ta divided by Tg in another bracket Ma divided by Ma plus 1 minus of 1, close this bracket. This is equation number 13. From equation number 13, or okay, this is equation number 13. From equation number 13 we can write, from equation number 13, this is equation number 13, we can write like this. So density of hot gases density of hot gases density of hot gases is given by rho g is equal to P divided by R Tg, where Tg is hot gas temperature. Now we call this as equation number, earlier equation was 16, this we call as equation number 17. Equation number 17 gives us hot gas density. So the mass of gases discharged per second are given. The mass of hot gases mass of hot gases discharged per second is given by, so that is mg, mass of hot gas, which is equal to A into V into rho g. So already we have studied this equation, mg is equal to, so this was the equation number 15. This is equation number 15. According to equation number 15, the mass of hot gases discharged per second is given like this. Substituting the values of substituting values of hg, rho g, v in equation number 15, we get mass of gas mg is equal to A as it is, then velocity v is known to us, so that is square root of v is equal to 2g h. So earlier it was hg, so this hg is nothing but, so this becomes square root of 2g h in bracket ta divided by tg in bracket ma divided by ma plus 1 minus 1, close this bracket. We can write this as equation number 18, say. So equation number 18 gives us the value of what you say v, velocity, and in this velocity hg is substituted from equation number 13. So equation number 13 is substituted here, so we get velocity, and that velocity we are writing here, that is nothing but square root of 2gh in bracket tg divided by ta, again in another bracket ma divided by ma plus 1, close this bracket, minus of 1, then again close this bracket. So this is the value of 2 we have written as it is. A is taken as it is first, then in place of v we are writing this complete square root, equation number 18, and in place of rho g, so from equation number 17, that is p divided by r tg. On further simplification, mass of gas, on further simplification we can get this mass of gas as ap divided by r. ap divided by r, you can see here this a p divided by r, ap divided by r into square root of 2gh, square root of 2gh. So this 2gh, square root of 2gh is taken, then after that into 1 divided by tg, 1 divided by tg. So this 1 divided by tg, tg is here, so this was p divided by tg, so p divided by tg, so this is taken outside, 1 divided by tg, ap divided by r, we can write tg here also, but here it is written tg, and then what is going to remain, so a is taken, p is taken, r is taken, tg is taken, Now this square root of 2gh is also taken. 2gh is also taken here. 2gh. Now this bracket is going to remain. So this bracket we will write as square root of tg divided by ta in bracket ma divided by ma plus 1, close this bracket, minus of 1. So this is nothing but the chain bracket with square root. So this chain bracket is taken. So this chain bracket is taken outside this with square root. So now this is written like this. So now after this we can simplify this further. In further simplification, this can be written as k divided by tg into bracket in under the square root of tg divided by ta in bracket ma divided by ma plus 1, close this bracket, minus of 1. So this is taken as it is. What is the value of k here? Where k is equal to where k is equal to ap divided by r square root of 2gh is written as k. This k includes this complete value. This is nothing but considered as k value, constant. Now now after this value of mass of gas mg, we have to differentiate with respect to hot gas column. So here we want to find out the condition for maximum discharge. Therefore the value of mg will be maximum. Value of mg will be maximum if we differentiate this mass of hot gas with respect to the temperature of hot gas. It depends on the temperature of hot gas, and if we equate it to 0, then we can obtain the condition for maximum discharge, as Ta and Ma are fixed, whereas temperature of air and mass of air are fixed or constant, are considered as constant. So now we differentiate this equation. Differentiating, so this we call as equation number 17, 18, 18, 19. We call this as equation number 19. Differentiating equation number 19 with respect to Tg, we get, so differentiating equation number 19 with respect to Tg, hot gas temperature, we get, so differentiating it with Tg, differentiation with respect to Tg, d of Dt, we get here K divided by Tg under square root. We can write this as Tg divided by Ta in bracket Ma divided by Ma plus 1 minus of 1. So this we close and equate it to 0. So to differentiate this, k is constant that can be neglected. So again we can rewrite this as d of dtg in bracket 1 divided by tg as k is constant square root of tg divided by ta in bracket ma divided by ma plus 1 minus of 1, close this bracket, equating it to 0. So k is constant that is removed here. Now substituting what we substitute here is c is equal to some constant, c is equal to mass of air divided by mass of air plus 1. So mass of air is constant and mass of air plus 1 is constant. This term becomes constant into 1 divided by Ta as constant because temperature of air is also not going to change. So in this above equation we substitute this C as Ma divided by Ma plus 1 into 1 over Ta. We get d of dTg 1 over Tg square root of this Ma divided by Ma plus 1 divided by Ta, this term. We can see this term, this complete term is taken as C. So therefore now we get here as C into Tg minus 1, then close this bracket and equate it to 0. So now further we can simplify this or we can rearrange these terms. Differentiation with respect to Tg, d of dTg. So on further simplification we can write C into Tg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2. Square root can be written as power 1 by 2 into this Tg is in denominator, we can take it in numerator, Tg to the power of minus 1 and equate it to 0. So now we have differentiation of two terms with respect to Tg which are in multiplication. So now we have to differentiate this. We will rewrite this equation. Differentiation with respect to hot gas temperature Tg in bracket so this is written as Tg to the power of minus 1 into in another bracket C Tg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 which is equal to 0. So now differentiating first term, keeping first term as it is, Tg to the power of minus 1, differentiating second term into 1 by 2 in bracket C of Tg. Now we are differentiating this term. First term is kept as it is. The differentiation of x to the power of n is n x to the power of n minus 1. So that is nothing but power is here 1 by 2 Ctg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 minus of 1, then plus of again into we have to differentiate this term also. Differentiation of this term is C. Tg is variable, constant is C, differentiation of minus 1 is 0. Then plus, keeping second term as it is C Tg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 as it is. The second term is kept as it is. Differentiation of first term is minus 1 tg to the power of minus 1 of minus 1. So this is equal to 0. So now simplification of this we will have. So here c is there, 2 is there in the denominator, tg to the power of minus 1. So from this what we get is c divided by 2, c divided by 2 in bracket c tg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 minus 1. It becomes minus 1 by 2 into tg to the power of minus 1. This tg to the power of minus 1 comes here. This becomes c tg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 minus 1 is minus 1 by 2. And this c is taken here, c by 2 plus. So here on the second term minus is there. This minus into plus becomes minus. So this will be minus. So this plus and this minus becomes minus in bracket c tg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 into tg to the power of minus 2, which is equal to 0. So transferring some of the terms on right hand side, we can write this as c divided by 2 into, so this power is minus 1 by 2. We can take this in the denominator as c tg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 into tg, which is equal to this term, whole term we transfer on right hand side. So we get this as or else we keep it as it is and we will simplify here only. So this minus minus as it is. So c tg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 divided by tg square is equal to 0. Now we will take LCM. So what will be the LCM? 2 ctg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 tg square. So we take tg square in the denominator, 2 tg square in bracket c minus ctg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2. So now dividing this LCM by this term, we get only tg. So tg into c, so we get ctg minus of. Now if we divide this term by tg square gets cancelled, so this complete term is going to come here, 2 ctg minus 1 into c tg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2, which is already in the numerator. 2 ctg minus 1 to the power of 1 by 2 ctg minus 1 by 2, power minus 1 by 2, sorry, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 is going to be there, 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So now multiplying this denominator with 0, we get this gets cancelled. So ctg minus 2, so power is half, bases are same, indices can be added. So we write here ctg minus 1, which is equal to 0. Or else on simplification we can write this as ctg minus 2 ctg plus 2, which is equal to 0. So here on simplification here, so here CTG and CTG, if we simplify this, we get minus CTG plus 2 is equal to 0, or that implies CTG is equal to 2, or TG is equal to 2 divided by C. TG is equal to 2 divided by C. This is the condition for maximum discharge of gases. Now what will be the maximum discharge that we have to see? Now already we know the TG is equal to TG by TA equation we had obtained. So TG is equal to 2 divided by MA divided by MA plus 1 in bracket 1 divided by TA. So this was the equation which we had obtained. That equation was TG divided by TA, which is equal to 2 MA plus 1 divided by MA. This was the equation which we had derived. TG divided by TA. TG divided by TA, one of the equation which we had derived here. Let me see. So now here we have obtained equation condition for maximum discharge. TG is equal to 2C divided by 2 divided by C. So we call this as equation number 20. This condition is equation number 20. Now coming to next slide here, just this is something wrong, so we'll erase this. Now here in previous slide we have seen condition TG is equal to 2 divided by C. TG is equal to 2 divided by C, and in previous case we have assumed that C is equal to MA divided by MA plus 1 into 1 over TA. So C value which we have assumed is MA divided by MA plus 1 into 1 over TA. So substituting this value, TG is equal to 2 divided by MA divided by MA plus 1 into 1 over TA. So now this on simplification, this TA if we transfer on right hand side, we get TG divided by TA is equal to 2 times this denominator. If we transfer to the numerator, it becomes reverse, MA plus 1 divided by MA. So this is nothing but the condition for maximum discharge. This is the condition for maximum discharge. Condition for maximum discharge. Now coming to the maximum discharge. What is the maximum discharge for mass flow rate that we have to write? So maximum discharge per second. Per second is obtained. Mass of gas is given by mass of gas mass of gas is given by that is mg is equal to k divided by Eg by root of in bracket Tg divided by Ta in bracket Ma divided by Ma plus 1 minus of 1, close this bracket. So this we simplified as, again K value will resubstitute Ap divided by R into square root of 2gh. K value we have resubstituted into 1 over Tg. So this is the value of K into 1 over Tg into square root of bracket Tg divided by Ta in bracket Ma divided by Ma plus 1 minus of 1, close this bracket. So on simplification, Tg divided by Ta, if we substitute Ap divided by R as it is, remains as it is, square root of 2gh remains as it is, divided by Tg or into 1 divided by Tg, 1 divided by Tg remains as it is, into square root of this Tg divided by Ta, and this Tg divided by Ta, if we substitute, this is 2 into Ma plus 1 divided by Ma. So here we substitute 2 Ma plus 1 divided by Ma into, again this Ma divided by Ma plus 1, close this bracket, minus 1. Here it was square root. So this Ma plus 1 gets cancelled, this Ma and Ma gets cancelled. So now 2 is going to remain. So on next slide we will write what is going to remain there. Mass of gas Mg is equal to Ap square root of 2gh divided by R into 1 over Tg square root of 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, square root of 1 is 1. So mass of gas Mg is equal to Ap square root of 2GH divided by R into 1 over Tg is going to remain. So 1 over Tg. Now this 1 over Tg divided by Ta, we know Tg divided by Ta is equal to 2 Ma plus 1 divided by Ma. So this was the ratio which we have obtained earlier. So condition for maximum discharge is Tg divided by Ta is equal to 2 into Ma plus 1 divided by Ma. So this condition we will be using here to substitute value of Tg. So Tg is equal to 2Ta bracket Ma plus 1 divided by Ma, close this bracket. So substituting this value in this equation, we get Ap square root of 2GH divided by R into 1 over Tg. We can write this as 1 over 2Ta into, this becomes reverse reciprocal, Ma divided by Ma plus 1. So this term 1 over Tg is there, we can write it as a reciprocal. So this, on further simplification, we can write as 2.22 AP 2.22 AP divided by R into Ma divided by Ma plus 1, close this bracket, square root of H divided by Ta. So this 2.22 we are going to get, that we must know. Mg is equal to this one, we are going to write here. So how we get this 2.22, we will see. This 2.22 we are going to get. So here 2g, square root of 2g, square root of 2g is taken, 2 is constant, g is constant, then here in denominator 2 is there, this 2 is also taken in the denominator. Now on simplification of this, we get 2.22. So this is nothing but is equal to 2.22. So this is the maximum discharge passed through the chimney. The rest of the things are kept as it is. Square root of 2g divided by 2 is constant, 2 is constant, g is constant, and therefore divided by 2 in the denominator we get 2.22. So this is condition for maximum discharge. I'm sorry, not condition, it is maximum discharge of hot gases. So actually it was planned to do much more, but for today this much is sufficient. In next class we will be looking at other things which we have seen at the first. So at first I had told you to cover that maximum things, but it is not possible to cover all the things which are explained here. What is draught, classification of draught we have covered, natural draught, chimney draught, condition for maximum discharge, chimney efficiency is left, that we see in the next class.